Hello, everybody, and welcome to Slash Yell. This is the show after Quarter Up, where we talk about MMO news and other stuff relating to MMOs, like beta MMOs and MMO fails and MMO fun things, and it's just all about MMOs, and we're all really happy about it. This week, joining me, I have Indigo Jones and the poop emoji from iPhones. Poop emoji from iPhones, how was your week this week?
I thought it was chocolate pudding.
Dude, don't interrupt the poop emoji from iPhones. Sorry. I don't know why Indigo has this thing about interrupting guests. Just keep going.
All I know is the poop emoji scared the hell out of Das Moose.
All right. I'm sorry, poop emoji.
All right,
Indigo's going to apparently keep interrupting you for the rest of the show. Indigo, since you're so eager to tell us how your week was, how was your week?
I'm going to tell you this. You're a screw up because you forgot to send me the link for the audio again.
Oh, balls. Oh, well. Doesn't matter at all. How was your week, aside from that problem you just pointed out?
My week was great because I only had to work 4.5 days at work. So that was...
You got fired already?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Nothing terribly exciting happened this week. I went over to an old coworker's house of mine the other night, and we played games, like board games, till like 1 a.m. It was great.
That's awesome.
That was a lot of fun. What about you? How was your week? Do you do anything fun?
Yeah, I started playing a new MMO, and Indigo's really mad at me for playing this MMO because
I'm not mad at you.
Because he doesn't have the intellectual ability to appreciate how wonderfully entertaining this game is. This game is called Elite Dangerous. And Elite Dangerous is like the most fun I've had in an MMO since WildStar. Like, it's so good. And the reason I think it's good kind of scares me. What are you putting on your head? What is that?
This is the arm to my chair.
Oh my god, I took mine off too. I hate them so much. My ass is too big for my chair.
We have the same chair, and mine actually broke off.
Oh, I'll trade you. You can have this one. The chair or the armrest works. You just have to screw it back in. This is a horrible conversation to have in the middle of a podcast. So Elite Dangerous is really fun because you don't get to know the rules of the game. It doesn't explain to you, I'd say 60% of how the game works. Like, it'll tell you, this is how you go forward, and this is how you go backward, and this is how you land, and so on and so forth. But it doesn't tell you, like, if you loiter in a spaceport after you told them you were about to take off, you're going to get shot at by the spaceport until you leave. And then you can't go back to that spaceport until they decide to clear your infractions, which takes a specific amount of time, and I still don't know how long that time is. Which means that if you try to leave and you run out of fuel or something and you're not in a system that isn't aligned with the original system that you were loitering in, you will have to destroy your ship because you won't be able to get fuel, or you'll have to log out and wait for them to get over your crimes. There's like actual legitimate consequences to doing things wrong. And then it doesn't explain to you every single thing you can possibly do wrong. So it's like trial and error trying to figure stuff out. It's so fun. And also, I shit on people, like, all the time.
That's not true. You died the other night.
I did die the other night, but that guy was really, really good. Like, really good.
I'm just saying. You weren't that great.
I was pretty good. But yeah, that was my week. I played a new MMO. My week was way better.
The best part about you playing that game was the fact is that you started describing the game to me, and my response is, yeah, Star Citizen. You're like, no. I get to do this and this and this. And I go, yeah, so Star Citizen.
I hate you. Look, I haven't played Star Citizen in a while, and I'm going to try it again because this game has, like, increased my interest into this specific genre, like, a millionfold. But I don't have super high hopes that Star Citizen will be better than Elite Dangerous. Not very high hopes at all. That having been said, now that we've gone through our weeks, we're going to get into Zone, which is the weekly...
Get in the zone! Auto zone!
The weekly discussion of MMO news. So apparently WildStar had a state of the game that had some very, very big news in it. Indigo, you want to go over that?
Yeah, so there's a couple things about the state of the game that happened. One, this happened 2 weeks ago. We were gone last week, so a lot of this news is us catching up.
Right.
So just just be aware of that. So State of the Game came out where Chad Pappy Moore, first of all, announced that he's now the games director for WildStar. This is huge. Yeah. So now, while this is very cool and very interesting, it it definitely shows that there is a huge change within the game, because once that happened and he announced that, the whole State of the Game talks about the Red Moon being the next raid, talks about the Vault of the Archon, talks about the China release, and they said this is what we've got planned. This is like, and this is just the next few months. And then not only did that happen, then they turned around and did a AMA online, where one of the games creator came out and said, "Hey," or not the game creator, one of the like, I think he's the lore guy, he came out and said, "Hey, AMA," and a bunch of people got involved and started asking him some questions, and he basically, one of the questions was, or his response was, he was, honestly, I really enjoyed doing this, and it's a part of my job, and I should be doing this more. So honestly, anyone that has questions, just feel free to ask me. So it wasn't just a AMA, it's a open invitation to asking them questions at any time, which to me shows a huge turn from what was happening last year, which was like, oh yeah, we've got stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
You know, it's like dead silence. We got radio silence after that. And
so here's my hope for this new like management at Carbine. Carbine has an individual or a couple of individuals or a team that decided on their development process at some point in their history. If any of those people still work at Carbine, I really hope that Pappy has the ability to fire them. I really hope that Pappy has the ability to hire new ones. And I really hope that they're better than the ones that they currently have. Because that's like their number, at least in the top 5 problem, is their development process. It sounds like utter garbage.
Yeah, well, and this is based off of that Reddit post that came out. We don't actually know the legitimate like.
Sure, yeah, that's true. I believe it though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
there's no reason not to believe it, because
I'm making one giant assumption that is true. I'm making the giant assumption that information was true, but
that's very Indigo of you. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm proud of me. I'm afraid of what I'm becoming. Is that kind of like proud a little bit?
Yeah. So if you guys don't remember, a couple weeks back, someone went out on Reddit and claimed to be a former dev.
Somebody went out on a forum. We found the link to the forum on Reddit.
I thought it was Reddit.
No.
Oh.
It was on a forum.
Interesting. Okay. Yes. So he went out on a forum and said, this is all the problems, and this is the reason why all of this stuff.
He was basically complaining about Carbine in a really in-depth and technical way.
And a very accurate way. Like an accurate way.
Very accurate, yes.
Most people couldn't say, well, that's not true because this happened. It was like, maybe it's true. Like, yeah. And so we're hoping with Pappy turning over and being the games director.
Yeah, that's a huge change.
It's a huge change. We've gotten quite a bit of news since that, and it seems to be that they're a lot more vocal than they were in the past. Right. Like getting legitimate responses from the community managers, getting legitimate responses other than, "Hey, we know about it. We're working on it." It's like, "Hey, you know what? You're right. I see that could be an issue. We can't make any changes for this pass, but we will take this." I don't know. It's the same answers but worded differently, and I don't know why I feel differently about it. But I think it's because of the fact that I have met Pappy, and Pappy did seem like an extremely genuine person and
an extremely smart person.
Yeah, and I think I can say this. I don't think it's breaking NDA, but he was the one that, like, when we went there and visited Carbine, he was the one that was keeping everyone on track.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, he was like, "All right, guys, let's move. Yeah. Like, yes, you guys are having fun, but we have a schedule. We have to get this." And he was the one that was like,
I don't think that's breaking anything.
I don't think so either. I think you know what I mean. But I just
kept the tour on schedule. If that's breaking NDA, I'm gonna eat my pants. Like, hello? That's the dumbest NDA ever.
And so I think this is really good news, and it got me really excited about it.
Yeah.
So talking about WildStar, we're gonna lump. We're gonna try when we talk about stuff. We're gonna try to lump all games together, so we talk about all of the WildStar news together, all the Wild news together. So February 10th through the 18th, we had the dungeon raid, or what was it called? The dungeon chase.
Yeah.
Which was, hey, you're going to get specific rewards based off of specific dates. So, you know, if you went in and played a specific raid between let's see, the Forge case, if you would get between the 10th and the 12th and the 17th through the 18th. And if you played this, you'd get the Sword Maiden chase, was the 12th through the 15th and the 17th through the 18th. And then the Proto case, you would get the 15th through the 18th. Yeah.
So it's basically for playing these instances during this period of time, you could get rewards, which is stuff like 1 of 7 pieces from the Protostar core set. This is for the Proto Chase, obviously. A housing supervisor NPC, a Protostar Drillbot NPC, a random dungeon crawler NPC from a large grab bag, which basically means this loot table is so big you'll never find the thing you're looking for. The Proto Swing dance theme music track. So it's basically a bunch of items and decor and pieces that are presumably hard to get. And you can get them just by doing instances that you would do anyways, but during a specific time. So they're basically trying to like guide your play through certain instances, which is cool. I mean, any way that people can get items in a like microtransaction model without paying money is good, right? Like any way to around that.
Yeah, well, this is the problem with it, is that while this was a great idea to get people into dungeons, it didn't come out as cleanly as they hoped. So the issue was this, is that they were RNG boxes, and while you could buy these items in the cash shop, you couldn't buy the individual items. You had to buy the RNG boxes.
Gotcha.
And that was the big issue that people were complaining about, is that, hey, this is BS. I could sit here and spend $30 and not get the thing I want. And people were complaining about that. And about the same time last week, I actually was tweeting out to WildStar and was tweeting Funcom about the Secret World, because the Secret World wasn't doing their announcement about their content changes. And I tweeted out to WildStar like, hey, you need to take a lesson out of these guys' book, because they know how to do subscription. Like, this is the best way to do subscription. So the reason I'm linking these two conversations is that after this went out and people were complaining and bitching about this, Carbine actually came back and said, hey, look, you know what? We hear what you're saying. We get it. And while we can't do a change on this time, we're going to look at not only possibly changing future events like this, but also changing subscription.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I was like, when I saw that, I got really excited, because I was like, holy shit, are you gonna give a reason for people to sub? Because there really isn't one right now. And I got so excited about that, and I was like, okay, maybe Pappy's fucking making some changes around the hood. You know what I mean? Like,
more likely than that, maybe they're listening to you specifically.
No, that is so not true.
I agree. Yeah, that's not
well,
true.
The best part about it is when I did that tweet, WildStar stayed dead silent, but Secret World was like, "Yep, we're pretty awesome."
It'd be funny if like those two gaming Twitters had like a fight in the comments of your tweet. Like, yep, we're pretty awesome. And then WildStar comes in like, fuck you, bitch. And the Secret World's like, looks like your player base is coming over to us. And WildStar's like, no, we don't even, nuh-uh. That'd be great.
Well, funny enough, you mentioned that. We forgot to talk about that. We actually were playing the Secret World this week.
Yeah, we did play the Secret World a bit.
I got you to buy the game.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot more tab targeting than it was. Well, there is a lot of tab targeting in the game. There are abilities that you use, like your builder abilities, most of them don't have that tab targeting thing, at least for the weapons I chose, which are a shotgun, and I don't remember the second one. So, like, for example, the shotgun builder is just like AoE cone, and you just hit whatever the fuck is in that cone. That's the thing that bothers me the most about games, when it's like literally just tab targeting, except for like these two abilities on your hotbar, and then maybe they're not even good abilities. And the more that I get to move and be rewarded for moving and be rewarded for aiming correctly and like the skill element versus the research my rotation and then make a macro that does it and then sit back and watch game win. That's why I like games. And the Secret World was more of the good parts than the bad, in my opinion. It was good. It was fun. I'm not going to sub to it, but it was fun.
But they do have a great sub model.
That's by no means insulting their sub model.
So the next little piece of news, this is kind of small news. If you play WoW, you've already missed it, but the Lunar Festival happened. Lunar Festival is something that happens every year. It's a fun little game. It's basically a carnival that happens that you get teleported and you get to play. It's basically like, hey, it's a temporary one time of year daily zone, and it's cool. It's fun. You get to do different little like carnival games,
stuff like that too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games do that, but it's fun. They had it at the Lunar Fest, and the problem is there's deep amount of lore involved with like the Lunar Festival.
The problem for you is.
No, I'm not saying the problem for me. I was just saying the difference.
No, you said the word the problem, and it's not a problem. It's a problem for you because you don't know how to read English, and that's the game. Yeah, you know. Just set it to Russian. You'll be fine.
That is my problem. I need it in Ruski.
That was racist.
Is it?
Yeah, well, mine was maybe a little more racist, but yours was also racist.
Anyways, so the Lunar Festival happened. This isn't MMO specific news, but Blizzard hit 25 years old.
Woo?
That's so cool. A game studio hitting 25 years old and not only making multiple games and making multiple genres, they didn't stick to one game like Team Fortress 2 for 20 years.
Sorry, hold your fucking horses, bro. Valve made Team Fortress 2. Valve runs Steam, which you use on a regular basis, so shut the fuck up about that. But even if we ignore that, Half-Life, Portal, the other one that I can't remember the name of because I'm pretty sure there's another one. Oh, they do Dota? Fuck you. It's not just one game. Suck a big dick.
They have Portal 2, Half-Life 2.
They also have Portal 2 and Half-Life 2.
And Team Fortress 2.
And Dota 2. And Dota. They don't have Dota 2.
Yes, Dota is Dota 2.
Oh my god. That's weird. We were talking about in Quarter Up earlier why Valve never goes to 3 ever. Under any circumstances do they go to 3. Half-Life 3 doesn't exist. Portal 3 doesn't exist yet. Hopefully it does. I will suck someone's dick for Portal 3. Except for Indigo's. Dota 3 doesn't exist. Team Fortress 2 could have been Team Fortress 3 literally 300 patches ago. It has 495 patches. It could have been Team Fortress 7 by now.
I don't think this is a conversation that pertains to MMO podcasting.
I'm just saying that's why we were talking about it.
I don't even know what we were talking about. Anyway, so yeah, they hit 25 years old.
Yes.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was something fun to talk about.
I'll be excited about Blizzard turning 25 when they give me beta access to Overwatch or when World of Warcraft becomes a game that I'm willing to play.
Okay, so you've got to wait until the Overwatch comes out.
Yes.
And you have, or until Legion comes out, because both of those are pretty fun.
I'm not going to play Legion. Unless like they're like, surprise, we took all of Carbine and put them into WoW, and then now all of the WoW like things are the same except for Carbine designed the combat system, and I'd be like, I'm done.
Anyways, so on to the next game we're going to talk about is we're going to actually talk about Black Desert Online. So Black Desert Online has released their release date, which is March 3rd.
Woo!
Actually, sorry. Black Desert Online releases March 3rd. Second closed beta register begins. So you can pre-purchase the game until February 26th, which is 5 days away from this recording. If you do not pre-purchase between then, you will just be able to buy the game when the game comes out. Right. If you pre-purchase, you will get access early before everyone else does.
Yeah, I think it's depending on how much you pledge, you get a certain amount of days. I think it's between 3 and 5 or something like that.
Sure. I don't know what
there's a variable amount of extra days you have to play the game before launch, and it's based on how much money you pledge. I think there are a couple of different tiers of pledge that you can make.
Which one did you pledge on?
So iPhone emoji of poop. What do you think about interrupting Indigo? Oh, great. Let's talk about anything besides how much I spent on Black Desert Online.
So the next thing is we talked about this a while ago, which was the character creation that um, Black Desert was doing, the
Yes.
Beauty and Beast contest.
Yeah.
They actually announced their winners.
Woo.
And I'll have to say they look really really nice. Even the ugly ones, even the beasts, looked really cool. So they've got their winners for Beast and Beauty on that page that we just linked out. And they're really cool. They're really really awesome. Even the beasts look really good.
Oh my god. Yeah, that the first beast is my favorite, the wizard one that just has the face that looks like deformed dead Groot.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks like a tree person.
Yeah,
Like
right? But it's like he's missing an eye and there's just like blackness there instead. He just looks evil. It's gross. And of course all the beauties are just women with large breasts. As to be expected.
No, there's a redhead in there. That's not like, oh my god, the beast with that's got like, it's a green body but like has a little green mustache. Like
I like my favorite is the guy with the red mohawk jumping up and like going nah, like Velociraptor status with his arms.
look at my crotch.
If you're listening to the audio, you need to go and look this up. If you go to Beauty Beast winners, if you just Google Beauty Beast winners Black Desert, you'll be able to find it. You'll also be able to find the link in our show notes on QueueTimes.com if you want to get to it that way. And you can take a look on at the forum post that has all the winners. They're all very, very good for what they were. It's awesome. It is awesome.
It's mediocre at best.
It's shitty.
No, it's really cool. And then the last thing is that if you didn't know, but you could start registering and saving your name in Black Desert as of Tuesday, February 9th.
I already did it.
All pre-order holders. So if you've already pre-ordered the game, make sure that you save your get your name before anyone else does.
So I didn't realize this until just now, but you can also look at the second and third place winners. Some of them just look like they were hit with a shovel. They were just like, some of the beast ones just look like people who were hit with a shovel. It's really, really messed up. Oh my god, this one is the best. Go through all of them. It's totally worth it. Some of them are fucking hilarious. Yeah, this is great. This is actually super great. That one's pinching his nipple. I'm gonna put that link in chat. This one's pinching his nipple for those of you who are into that sort of thing.
Anyways, you found this next piece of news. Why don't you talk about it? It's the WoW Legion system requirements.
Oh yeah, I thought this was super interesting on like a level of me being a fucking nerd. So WoW Legion, or World of Warcraft Legion, is coming out soon. Blizzard released the system requirements for the expansion recently. So just going over those really quick for those of you who are curious, the minimum requirements are going to be any Windows OS between XP and 10, a Intel Core 2 Duo E8500 or an AMD Phenom 2 X3720. Those are basically like low end, pretty fucking, like none of you have an Intel Core 2 Duo. Most of you have a quad core i5 or something. And then the GPU is a GeForce GT 440. Most of you probably have a 720, something like that. Most of you will be able to meet at least the minimum requirements. 2 gigabytes RAM, most of you have 4 or 6. The recommended rig.
I want you to know someone is crying right now because
they don't. Yeah,
they don't have it. They're like,
statistically, the statements are correct. So the recommended rig is Windows 10. Obviously, probably Microsoft contacted them and said, "Hey, can you please put Windows 10 as recommended because we want people to switch over to it because we suck."
I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of games have been doing that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Microsoft is behind it all, but this isn't a technology podcast. The CPU is a Core i5 3330, which I don't know the specs of. It's probably a quad core, or an AMD FX 6300 or better. And the graphics card is a GTX 750 Ti or an AMD Radeon R7 260X or better, and 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is not out of the reach of most people. This isn't like old World of Warcraft that could literally be played on a phone, but this is very, very manageable. I thought it was interesting to compare those two specs to the vanilla WoW system requirements, which we found. So here are the vanilla WoW system requirements. The OS, Windows 98, ME, 2000, or XP. That's right. XP is the highest operating system listed. Now we're on Windows 10. The CPU, it just says 800 megahertz or higher CPU. If any of you don't have a processor that is at least a gigahertz, I am very, very shocked. GPU, a 32 megabyte 3D graphics card. It has to support 3D, you guys, with hardware, transform, and lighting, such as GeForce 2 or better. 38 megabytes is nothing. And 3D is, if you can find a graphics card currently on the market that does not support 3D, I will give you $10. RAM.
He'll buy you a He'll buy you the 32 megabyte 3D.
No, I can't afford fucking museum pricing on graphics cards. This is probably thousands from some collector somewhere. RAM, 256 megabytes. You probably all have at least a gigabyte. And this is the kicker, 4 gigabytes of hard drive space. That's almost nothing. I think the hard drive space requirements, I don't know why they're not listed on the notes I took, but I'm pretty sure it was 23 gigabytes, which is not more custom, closer to what you need to expect nowadays for a single game, between 20 and 40 gigabytes, depending on, like, some of them
45 gigabytes available on hard
Are you
drive.
Serious?
I just looked. Yeah,
wow.
45 gigs.
It's
a bonkers. Massive game. Yeah. Like the game's been around a long time, and I get that it's not graphically heavy, but there is a lot of it.
Yes, it's just quantity.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's more in line with what you need to expect from a game nowadays. But back then it was 4 gigabytes. Like, those system requirements made me laugh. They made me happy because I beat them. Like, my computer off could probably run Vanilla WoW, like, with no power going to it. That's how fucking shitty those system requirements are. I thought that was a really interesting little, like, side note about World of Warcraft. Now, Indigo, let me ask you, can your computer run Legion without blue screening?
Yes.
You sure? Because, I mean, your computer does take 45 minutes to launch Smite, so...
That was my old computer.
Well, your new computer kind of sucks at it, too. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're not double-clicking or something.
How does mine... No. The reason mine had difficulty the other day was because I literally clicked Play Smite on Steam, and then the window popped up, but it popped up behind Steam, and I kept doing my thing, and I'm like, man, why isn't it played yet? And so I clicked play again. I was like, I must have not clicked play, and then I clicked play again, and then it said, oh, this game is already running. I was like, bullshit. Like, I was getting mad, and then I minimized Steam, and then the like their window was there, and was like, hey, hit play, and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, the launcher window was there. That's beautiful.
The launcher window popped up.
That's beautiful.
And nothing.
All right, so you can play Vanilla WoW, I guess.
Yes.
If you want.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're excited for Legion, there you go. That's what you'll need in order to play it. You're probably more than fine. I don't even know why they bothered releasing the system requirements, really, but I wonder if they have analytics on, like, who plays their MMO on a potato that is, like, less than these system requirements. I want to see those really badly. Yeah. I think that's the end of the news for the week.
That's the end of the / zone.
Right.
Yeah, so we have one piece. So it's a short show because we've been kind of really slammed because, one, we're missing Dahk, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Because Dahk is actually peddling his new product, which is not cocaine.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, it's not cocaine.
Trash Panda.
Which is a shirt that Croog is currently wearing.
Yeah.
It says Trash Panda. Can you stand up? Like, that's a weird request, but it's got some artwork on it.
This on it?
It's got a little panda on it. It's on his shoulder.
It's basically this on the bottom. This little panda on my sleeve. It's cool.
So yeah, he's got a new clothing line that he's working. Shirts specifically. Like, he's not working on pants or panties or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. But with that information, I also want to announce that QueueTimes is going to be doing a giveaway. We're actually going to be giving out 2 copies of The Division. Starting tomorrow, Monday the 22nd, you will be able to win a PC version of The Division.
Correct.
And
delivered over Steam.
Delivered over Steam. Thank you for being more specific.
You're very welcome.
And if you don't win the copy of Division, don't worry. The second and third place winner will be getting their choice of a Trash Panda t-shirt.
Yeah.
So
if you want to take a look at those, trashpandaclothing.com. and
Yep.
then you can take a look at all the shirts that are available.
Yep. And
Well,
so head over there, take a look at those. All the details will be in the in our social media posts tomorrow. So
correct.
make sure to listen to that and make sure to be around. So we have one piece of news in the slash LFG, but then there's something I want to bring to your attention after that. So
Sure.
the piece of news is that Legion actually did something really cool, which is they sat down with two of the game's creators and actually did a live stream of them running one of the new dungeons.
Hmm.
And I thought that was actually really really interesting and really really cool. And the dungeon looks pretty nice. I'll be honest, the dungeon looks pretty good. Like it's got a different color scheme and look than the
Like it's
past
got its
has.
own vibe. It's not just like some copy pasted bullshit.
No. And there's some really interesting like additions that they've had, and the whole game was actually done with like dev mode where they're flying around watching other players play, so it wasn't like you were stuck watching like
Oh,
the
cool.
priest
Yeah, so
heal.
you got like a unique perspective on the whole thing.
Exactly. I think it'd be kind of interesting if they added that to MMOs, like a watch
Yeah,
version,
like a
like
spectate.
yeah, like my team is going in to go raid and I couldn't make the raid tonight, but I want to get better at raiding, so I want to see them
Yeah.
down this boss without them having to carry me.
Or like I want to watch them and take their strats and then become world first instead of them because I copied their strats.
Well, I mean, all right, I guess.
Smite has this as a system similar, like a spectate system similar to that.
It's
It's really
fucking
cool.
horrible.
No, okay, it's horrible because it doesn't actually work, but when it does work, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool, and like it'll detect like in this area of the map there have been 19 abilities cast in the past 5 seconds. I'm gonna automatically like pan over there and watch what's happening because there's obviously a fight going on. Like that kind of stuff I think is super cool.
And isn't it on like a 10-minute delay or something like that?
Something like that. It's on a delay so that if you're
It's a heavy delay.
it's a super heavy delay. Yeah, I think it's like 3 minutes though. I don't think it's 10, but I think it's like 3 minute delay, and but it doesn't work. Like when you click spectate on a match, it actually doesn't work at all. So I mean, it's a cool. They use it for all their tournaments, and it works fine there. It just doesn't work for me or Indigo or Dahk or anybody else that I've ever played Smite with. So we're in a row. That's weird.
What's also really interesting about this live stream that they did is that they still have some of the UI for like the bosses, and you can tell that they have been working on improving as a whole. Like you can tell that they have been trying, while unsuccessfully making the game look brand new. It's looking better, and especially in this dungeon.
That's good. Yeah, and I mean, you've said it before. In order for them to make this game look brand new, they have to make a brand new game, essentially. There's no way
Yeah.
that they're going to commit the resources and time to making this game look brand new because it's not really feasible. I mean, if anybody could do it, it would be them, but it would cost a lot of money. I don't think it would be worth it. And then who are they going to attract? They have everybody playing it already.
Well, I think Cav said it in Quarter Up is while they are fighting for people to get on the low end, they're losing in the high end.
Right, yeah. They're gaining potatoes, but they're losing
Rocket ships.
rocket ships. That was dumb. What do you think about it? iPhone emoji of poop. I was hoping you would do the fart noises, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
All right,
It's okay.
So we are running really really short, like literally almost half. But I wanted to talk to you about a game that we
Okay.
haven't talked about yet. Eve, not Eve.
Good, because
Fuck.
I don't know shit about Eve except for I've tried it once and it made my brain hurt. Like I am spreadsheet boy, and that was too many spreadsheets for me by a mile.
I wanted to talk to you about EverQuest Next.
Okay.
So I don't know what you have seen or what you know about EverQuest Next. So EverQuest Next is an MMO.
Correct.
I mean, this is the problem: is there isn't a tremendous amount of information because about I want to say 6 months ago,
Uh-huh.
they went radio silent, and I don't mean like Carbine radio silent where they say, "Hey, we're still listening." I mean all devs, all
Really?
everything, just radio silent.
And that
The
wasn't
webs-
the norm for them?
no, because they were doing live streams on like the weekly basis,
Uh-huh.
and it just went beep. Like
But
it's gone.
like, were they talking on forums and they stopped even talking on the forums?
Yeah.
Like, there's no communication from them at all?
No, and there's
Huh.
Reddits dedicated to EverQuest Online and or EverQuest Next, and people are legitimately just going like, "What's going on? Like, does anyone even know?" And it's really confusing because if anyone was going to compete with WildStar's housing, it was going to be EverQuest Next.
Oh, yeah?
Like, they had a system where you could actually build into mountains and actually form things the shape you want it to be formed. Yeah,
That's pretty sick. You could, like, terraform stuff?
yeah, like so you
I'm
get a
into
plot of
that.
land. Like, do you remember? Did you ever play Sim City?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know how you could like do divots into the ground and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Well, you could do that to your plot of land that you have.
Is it, like, is it in an instance? It's in an
Yeah,
instance. It
yeah,
has to be
it's
in an
in it.
instance.
It's
Okay.
in an yeah. It's in an instance of your housing plot basically, and you could dig and create tunnels and do all this crazy stuff, and it was really cool. Like it wasn't static pieces that you could rotate like what WildStar does. It's like, hey, here's a plot, and we're gonna give you a handful of static items. This was actually giving creation to the player. Like the player could
Yeah.
legitimately create.
Something unique instead of everybody has access to this item. They can put time into actually shaping something unique. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
and it's a successor of course EverQuest, which was the biggest MMO before World of Warcraft came out. Like
Right.
it was the MMO. This is the MMO that Doc and I always talk about corpse runs, and the fact is you could die and people can steal your shit from your corpse, and like so this game was out, and it was like I said being constantly pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I think their last post happened September 24th at 11 a.m.
So,
And
while you were talking, I found something on Reddit that kind of summed it up pretty well. It was
mhm,
posted 13 days ago on Reddit, and it
okay,
said, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was posted 2/8/2016. That may be 13 days ago, but I'm not 100% sure.
218.
2/8.
Oh, 28. So it's the
Yeah, it's about
21st.
13 days ago. So that's when they posted this. They apparently came to the conclusion that it's been 124 days as of the time of the post since something was updated on the main homepage of EverQuest Next website. It's also been 4 months since anything was posted on their YouTube channel, and then they're just trying to figure out what's going on
Yeah.
because that is a long time. 128 days and nothing on their homepage.
And
It's like
there
almost
hasn't
half a
been.
year.
Yeah, and not only that, there hasn't been announcements about layoffs. There hasn't been like none of that. So it's super strange. It's like they were in the middle of developing, and then just all of a sudden, just like someone came in and said, "Hey, we're giving too much shit out for free. Like we're telling too many people about our stuff. We're not allowed to talk at all."
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Maybe their internet's just been down for a really long time.
Like, and they've been on the phone with their ISP the
Yeah,
entire
for
time.
months.
But it threw me for a loop because I was actually excited about EverQuest Next, and I noticed myself I hadn't heard very much about it, and I started doing research a couple weeks ago about it. Like, oh, when am I? Maybe I've been missing something, or maybe they haven't been really pushing the marketing side of it, and it's radio
I
silence.
mean, EverQuest doesn't really have a great track record, does it? Like, from what I understand, the last EverQuest game, not the MMO version of it, was kind of garbagey. Like, the combat was shit. The social system was shit. Like, the inventory was garbage. Was EverQuest the one where you had, like, in order to go to your inventory, you had to, like, leave the instance you were in, go to a separate instance, and then walk into a room, and then that's where you found all your weapons and guns and stuff?
No, that wasn't EverQuest. That was the game that you and I arguments about.
Oh, no, that's absolutely not EverQuest.
No.
No,
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
that
That was a completely different game.
Yeah, that wasn't even EverQuest. That
Yeah.
was that
I
one.
take all that back.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't have a bad anything for anything.
No,
This is just a
EverQuest.
game that I haven't played before.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think you've ever played EverQuest. EverQuest, I don't think has made any things other than MMOs.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean the studio might have, but
I think my cousin used to play this game actually when I was like 1 or something. Like when I was really little.
I don't know. It's just so strange to me that a game this big and
Yeah.
with this amount of like
Yeah, now
and
I'm back
this
to being super confused. Like,
and
what the
this
fuck?
far into design. Like they were showing zones, they were showing all of that.
Sure.
And just again, I'm saying radio silence. I can't describe it in any other fashion other than complete and utter silence. Like I don't even understand the logic behind it of why they would want to do that. Because they were asking for people to apply for beta.
And then they just stopped.
Well, there's it's still on their website. Apply for beta. Like download the app. You could download a phone app. Keep up to date with the newest news in game rewards by downloading this app. Nothing for 113 days or something that you said.
Oh yeah, the last thing that they have that's from them in the news category is 228 days ago. Everything else is YouTube content from other people that looks like it's automatically aggregated.
Well, I see something 144 days ago that was them.
The workshop show?
Yeah.
Is that something they do?
Yep. Yeah, because it was like them playing the game and going through the game.
Oh yeah, that's on their YouTube. What was the last time they uploaded a video? This is actually bonkers. And
yeah,
like you'd think they'd at least say like, "Yo, we're done," or like, "Yo, we're not done." But yeah, no, their YouTube's actually 4 months ago.
Isn't that the most bizarre thing? Like
And they posted at least once a month. They posted a shit ton 6 months ago. They posted one 7 months ago. 8 months ago was 2. 9 months ago was 3. 10 months ago was 1.
I mean,
so they've at least posted once a month for a very long time.
I mean, this is the worst conversation to be having for a podcast, but like this is
I don't think so. I think this is interesting.
I think it's well. I mean, counting out how often they post.
Oh no, I'm not gonna just hold on. Let me go back through all of their posts and read you their dates, and then you write them down on a spreadsheet that no one else can see. I'm just joking.
And I like Moose in chat says unplug the MMO for 10 seconds and then plug it back in.
I don't think that's how that works, Moose. I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, and someone in chat says was back when they sold to Daybreak. Daybreak put a pause on Next. Landmark is stalled as well.
But nobody ever said anything about that. I mean,
no, there hasn't been any live.
At least not on that site. Maybe Daybreak said something about it, but not on the EverQuest Next page. I don't know. Why would they not just say it on the EverQuest Next page?
Well, and the fact is that no one on Reddit, like I mean, I hate Reddit and I get that, but people that are interested in their content usually are up to date. And the fact that most of the people on the Reddit are just like, no fucking clue, guys.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, if they said something, it wasn't in the correct place. Like, it should be either in their forums or on this homepage, preferably on this homepage, because not most people, there is a sizable number of people that avoid MMO forums as a rule. Mm-hmm. Those people should have access to information as well, especially if the information is something to the effect of, hey, we're not going to release this game in the near future. Like, things are changing. Everybody needs to know that things are changing. It needs to be right there.
Well, and I just went over to Daybreak's website, and I mean, the last post that they did was for H1Z1 on February 5th, 2016. So, I'm sorry, February 19th.
That was like 2 days ago.
It was 3 days ago because it says 21st, right? 21st?
Yeah.
20th. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The fact is that those posts do exist. DC Universe Online, they're talking about the anniversary. Yeah, they're talking about everything except for Next. It's
Well, that's gonna not really do very much good for the game. But maybe they don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
maybe they're done completely.
I just wanted to ask you about what do you think could possibly happen that would make a company think that this was a good idea?
That would make a company think this is a good idea? Nothing. I can't think of a single thing. I can't think of a single scenario in which I would be sitting in like the head office, like a big fucking honcho motherfucker, or in any position at all, and somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, we need to put a stop on this video game. We don't have the funds, or we don't have the technology to do what we want to do, and like we've decided we have to stop it for whatever reason." And my response is, "Okay, just do it and don't tell anyone." Like
But this is the thing: is
I
that
don't get that.
if people were laid off, that would be in news. People would be talking about that.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
Daybreak.
But I don't even think that's the thing. Like that probably can't be the thing because the people that were laid off would say that they were laid off.
Yep.
People would know because Twitter accounts would go away, or people would just post, "Hey, I need a job now," because that's how the world works. You go to the people
So they're
that know
still
you.
developing the game, but it shows the drastic differences between companies that decide to get crowdfunded games like Star Citizen, who is on
Yeah.
episode 79 of 10 to the Chairman,
Right.
and Crowfall, who are posting videos and showing live stream of people streaming the alpha version and then showing a game that's in development, very far in development, and a studio purchases them and
Cuts them off completely.
yep. I like that you have nothing to say to that.
I don't have anything to say. We've said it a million times. Fucking pre-purchasing games is actually dumb. If you pre-purchase a game, you're giving a studio the right to fuck you in the ass. If you pay somebody something before they give you the thing you're paying for, or
yeah, but how is that talking about EverQuest Next though? As far as I'm aware, there isn't any pre-purchase even available for their game.
oh, there's no money involved in this
No,
at all.
other than the studio paying for people to work.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. The people that pre-purchased Crowfall and pre-purchased Star Citizen are at
I
least
don't know. This
getting
is just
something
weird. I don't know. I don't know what the lesson is here. The lesson's just.
I'm just saying.
The
I
gaming
personally
industry's
am.
weird? I don't know.
I personally want to
Maybe they're
do
trolling. Maybe this is a super long-term troll. They're gonna come back and be like, "Oh, by the way, the game's out," and then just the game's out.
I want to do some serious investigation into this.
Yeah,
because
you
I
gonna
find
put on
this,
your monocle.
I just find this so ungodly interesting.
We'll do it. Write an article about it. That'd be good. Put it up on QueueTimes.
I just find it so ungodly interesting that a company would think that this is somehow a good idea, and then showing the stark differences between a gaming studio that has been around for a while, that have been making games, and gaming studios that are funded by the players, and how different that they do advertisement, how they do the development process as a whole, and we can't say whether or not it's going to be good for the game or not because neither Crowfall or Star Citizen has come out, but Star Citizen has made a fuck ton of money already.
No, saying Star Citizen has made a fuck ton of money is an understatement. Star Citizen has made every single person associated with Star Citizen on a financial level wealthy. Bottom line. And they haven't technically released their product yet. Which is why I was against the game for so long. So very long. That is so weird. And it's EverQuest. This company doesn't have a horrible background. Can you remember who I was thinking it was?
Which one?
The company because I said earlier that this company, the studio has a horrible track record, but I was thinking of the wrong studio. I was thinking of a different franchise. Do you know what franchise I was thinking of?
That had a horrible track record?
Yeah, Fable. I was thinking of the
Yes.
Fable games. I was confusing EverQuest with Fable because I'm an idiot. And if it's there's nothing wrong with these people. There's nothing in their history, as far as I'm aware, that would lead to this choice. So I don't understand. I don't understand if this was a conscious choice. I don't understand how it was made by this specific group of people. And if this was not a conscious choice, if this was either a mistake or an oversight by somebody that was supposed to be doing posts or something like that, I don't understand how that hasn't been caught by now.
I figured it out.
What?
Their IT guy is really pissed off at them.
And just, that's not an incomprehensible situation. I mean, it's not likely, but it's not completely beyond the realm of understanding. Man, I'm so sad for the people who are chilling on this game. There is an apply for beta button. I wonder if the button works. Yep, there's a button. And it works.
I applied for it before I even knew what WildStar was.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not giving them my email, but that's so fucking weird. Oh, somebody posted something on Reddit recently. How recently was this? 11 days ago. That says, confirmation that EverQuest Next is alive, question mark? And then they said go to 10758. I'll just put this link into the Twitch chat so they can all...
Oh, God.
It's just a VOD.
From how long ago?
The stream?
111,
the VOD?
2016.
Yeah, it's last month. Right?
Kind of funny games playing game talk show.
Yep.
I don't
know.
I don't know. I would have to watch this video, which I haven't done. So
Neither
I can't.
have I.
So then what?
I don't know. It was interesting.
Anyways, I think we've talked about this for a while now. Yeah, I thought I'd bring that to your attention, and I think it's something that we should like continually talk about and bring up.
Absolutely.
In the future,
we'll do an EverQuest daily report. Like, did they post anything this week? Nope. All right, moving on. Like,
no, what? There's a show. It was like, they're like, oh, how's this going? Meh. Like,
yeah, dude, that's so baffling. What if they were all like abducted and like everybody's just complaining that they're not saying anything? That's a thing that could have happened.
You don't think their family would somehow not? I don't know.
All right. Well, maybe they're all single. Who knows?
Anyways, I think that's enough. That's kind of what we've got for this week in news.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've been super busy, but we will be back full force next week.
Absolutely.
With Dahk. No, Dahk will not be here next week either. Yeah, Dahk won't be here next week.
The fuck?
What the? Yeah, so fuck him.
I miss my donkey poo.
Well,
it's okay. iPhone poop icon can keep us company.
Well, I mean, we can grab someone else to come onto the show as well.
I will put an iPhone poop emoji over their face.
Anyways, so thank you guys so much for watching us this week. If you guys haven't already, we are on iTunes. We're on Slack. Please make sure to go over there, rate us, write a review. It helps us. It helps people get notice us. It puts us higher in iTunes search stuff. So please do that. Also, if you want to catch any show notes or anything.
Hold on. Even if you don't like the show, please go leave a review and like a 1-star rating so that we know how we can make the show better. That's something I want.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
Anyways, what I was saying is for any show notes or anything that we talk about during the week, make sure to head over to QueueTimes.com. We have a whole /yell post that goes out every week with
all the show notes.
Yep, with all the show notes, videos, everything that we talk about. So go head over there to catch anything we talk about. Croog, where can people find you if they want to get a hold of you?
You can find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @CroogQT. You can also email me. My email address is Croog@QueueTimes.com. That's CROOG@QueueTimes.com. And you can also email me, Indigo, and Dahk at the same time by emailing yell, that's YELL, @QueueTimes.com. Indigo, what about you?
You can get me on Twitter at IndigoJonesQT, or you can email me at indigo@QueueTimes.com. Until next time, thanks, guys.
I'm going to go download Star Citizen and eat food.